Good morning, everyone. Today I'm doing part 3 of the city building series. So, you guys probably have heard that I've built a little bit off camera, and I mentioned that I was building an avenue off camera, which I was going to build like the big commercially centered buildings. And right in this video, I'm gonna be working on that building. So when I started building, I realized that I didn't put enough like distance between the actual avenue and the railway line that you see. So I was kind of tight on space. So that caused a few problems when I started building. So I was originally going to go for a circular shape for the building space, but then I realized to add a little more space so that it doesn't look too skinny, I added like a little 90-degree angle in the bottom left corner of the circle, if you look at it from this angle. So here I was deciding on what block to use for the pillars of the building, and I settled on using light gray concrete for the pillars. I didn't want to make this build too tall because I knew it would look too skinny with the space constraints that I had. So using light gray concrete, I added a pillar on every corner on the left hand side of the building, and I kept the right hand side like this big panoramic glass side. And in between each pillar, I would add glass. So this is basically it. It's just me adding in blocks and making the tower bigger, and slowly but surely filling in the tower with different blocks until I reach the desired result. And basically every video I did in this series, it's basically just that. And I hope that it's interesting. I mean, sure, like watching somebody place blocks down constantly isn't not gonna be very entertaining. And that's why I want to do more commentary and talk about, other stuff other than just building, to add some entertainment and add some quality to the video. And also I want your guys' feedback and opinion on, are my videos entertaining? What should I do to change them? What should I do to make them more motivating, or not motivating, but interesting? So while I'm on the topic of talking about other things other than just, the build that I'm doing currently, let's move on to the actual avenue that I'm building this, tower on. I basically just made like a bigger version of the road that I built. There's just 2 roads instead of 1. And I added like a lamppost in between each, road. So on the right hand side, I decided to keep it all glass and not add in any pillars to make this panoramic glass view. And now that I think about it, I probably should have made it on the other side because it's facing the road. If I made it on the right, because I made it on the right side, I'm gonna add a building next to it, and that's not gonna be the best thing to look at if you're living in this building or working in this building. But I already built it, so there's no going back. But I want to add some contrast and some extra details other than a plain simple building, and that's why I made a panoramic glass view. And on top of that, nobody's gonna be living in these buildings anyway. I don't add in any floors and any interiors other than the ground floor, and that's just like I dig out the ground and I add in a floor and maybe like 2 or one door. And yeah, that's it. I don't do interiors in my buildings. I don't think I did interiors in any of my buildings. I mean, actually no, I did an interior in the library, and I may or may not have done interiors in my first build, a simple cabin. But I'll have to go back and check. But most of my builds, they don't have interiors in them. And that's mainly because I'm too lazy to do it, and I also don't want to make the video so long that's just gonna be this boring video of me, building stuff. And regardless, I'm not that good at building interiors either. Unless you guys want me to build an interior, I'm not gonna build any interiors. So I'm done with the outer shell of the building, and now I move on to the roof to cap it off. I use smooth stone slabs to make the roof, and I eventually add a helipad on top of it. I realized when working on this build that slabs are a very annoying block to work with, especially because you misplace them a lot. And when you add two slabs on top of each other, it turns into a full block, and then I have to break it and then add the slab back in again. I wish that, you could break slabs individually. So here I use smooth stone blocks to add in trims on the outer panoramic glass view, and I did this because I thought it was looking too plain, too boring. So here I go back in and I add the interior, or just the main floor. I dig out the ground and I add in, I think, spruce wood planks. So here I begin working on the helipad. I use I think dark nether brick slabs to make the helipad. While I was working on the helipad, I tinkered around with the shapes and the design and the orientation to reach the desired result. So you're gonna see me like breaking the blocks and then repositioning the H. I also extend the H by one block so that the little line between the two the two vertical lines in the H are directly in the middle. And with that, the build is complete. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, subscribe and like this video to support the channel.